Some of the products you sell in your store could be purchased from more than one vendor. That means that some of the product attributes like MSRP, cost, and part number can vary from one vendor to the next. As a result, these variable attributes need to be stored separately from the main set of product data. In this lesson, we'll show you how to create this vendor-specific product data. The Vendor Products form is a combination browse grid and single record editor. The grid at the top lists the products and their vendor-specific attributes. This grid allows you to browse through the data as well as edit the data. But because this table is so wide, it's sometimes easier to view one record at a time in a more convenient space. The editing section at the bottom of the form provides this single record interface. Click on any row in the grid and the selected vendor product record will be displayed in the lower section for editing. You can edit the values in either the grid or the editor. By default, when the form opens, it lists all the vendor product records for all vendors. To make the process more manageable, you can select a single vendor from the Select Vendor drop-down, and the grid will only show the products from the selected vendor. You could also use the form's searching and filtering tools to limit the set of records you are viewing. If you were looking for all vendors for a specific product, you could search for that product instead. Watch the Tech Talk lesson on the Dragonfly user interface and the lessons on searching and filtering for more details on using these features. In the editing area, the vendor name and product receipt description are shown but are not editable on this form. The vendor part number is the number specifically assigned to the product by the selected vendor. It may vary from one vendor to the next. The current cost and MSRP for the selected vendor should also be entered. The min order quantity defines the minimum number of units that you can order from the vendor. When you place an order, the program will check to make sure you don't try to order fewer units than this. Some products are sold in boxes or other lots of multiple units. For these products, enter the number of units per box in the sellable units field. For fabrics, enter the number of yards on a bolt in this field. If you need to add more products for a vendor, click the Add Products button. This will bring up a list of all registered products. Search or filter the pop-up list to find the products you want to assign to the currently selected vendor. Then select the products you want to add and click Apply to add the selected products to the vendor. They will be added at the bottom of the grid. It should be noted that if you are adding a new product for a vendor, that product must be registered on the Products form before it can be assigned to a vendor. If you have a need to make a change to a large number of vendor products, you can use the bulk editing feature. Watch the lesson on bulk editing data for details. Finally, as a convenience, you can click the Contacts button to open the Contacts form. This form will show you the contact names and phone numbers for all the people you have registered as contacts for the currently selected vendor.